Aria.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Stay tuned for political talk and everything crypto. That's right.
Broadcasting internationally on our BitPlus network satellite.
This is
The Call to Freedom.
All right, let's boot it up.
All right, welcome here to the Call to Freedom on this live Thursday edition here, broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Just hanging out, having another day, right here in our little crypto community. I think you guys should come up here and visit. It would be really nice to see quite a few of you. And you know what? You can do so. You should come up to an upcoming event, the Liberty Forum here in New Hampshire, and see us. We'll be broadcasting live from the event on Friday and Saturday. So, unfortunately, the classic crew who we have with us today will not be there. We're joined today by Tom from East Tennessee and Aria coming in from Mississippi with cryptocurrencycheck.org. How y'all doing tonight?
I don't know about you, Aria, but I feel very geography shamed right now.
Was it because you said Mississippi?
No, it was because
instead
we're so
of Mississippi?
No, that's a good reason for you to feel geography shamed. I just meant because you're shaming us for not coming to New Hampshire Liberty Forum.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Well, when it's not 4 degrees there, maybe.
It's not. It's 40 right now, I think. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't tell you.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's really nice. It snowed today about 2 or 3 inches, but that's about it.
That's it.
It
Just
immediately,
2 to 3
yep.
inches.
But when we went out, okay, here's how it went. I woke up this morning at 8:30 and it was pouring snow. It poured snow until about 10:30. When I left to go to the bank and go to the get my oil changed and stuff like that this afternoon about 12:30, 1 o'clock, the snow in my driveway was actually almost ankle deep water instead. The snow had immediately within an hour of falling and giving you a nice pretty 2 inches, inch and a half of snow on the ground. All that fresh snow that was on the roads and in my driveway was water.
So what you're saying is when it's not snowing, it's flooding.
Well, at least at my house, but I literally live right next to a river, so.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I do. Here, okay, imagine you're driving to it's you don't have to. You live up there in Johnson City area, Tom. Like you're driving up to Cleman's Dome, you know that river that runs by the road the whole way?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I live right next to a river like that. The bridge is 200 feet from my doorstep, if that.
Okay, but when it's snowing on the road to Klingman's Dome, like they hang big signs out that say, "Do not try to drive on this. It's impassable." Up there, it's like,
well, yeah.
Well, kids, we'll be there to get you at the usual time for school, and pretty much it.
Oh, yeah. When I used to live in Tellico Plains, we lived so far up the mountain that if it was a certain amount of snow or a certain amount of cold, the buses just wouldn't run. Sometimes we would get lucky and they would contact the families that lived that far up the mountain, because we literally lived 20 feet from the 6 mile marker at the North Carolina Tennessee state border.
I'm imagining like some school teachers on horses making their way up the mountain to let you know there's no school.
No, they would call. They would call.
You had
there was
phones?
only about
Wow.
we had phones.
You guys were living the high life for those mountain people.
I did live. I was living at the time in a foster home. The woman who lived there and her husband, they had made the foster kids build the house.
That's that doesn't sound like
Free market labor.
Welcome to the Tennessee. No, they got paid by the state for us to live in their home, and then they used us as labor in order to build their it was a log cabin. Like they lived in this rundown shack at the bottom of the hill, but they had bought this great big piece of property. And so what they did was they started taking foster kids. And first the foster kids cleared the land. And then the foster kids cleared the after we cleared the land, they had foster kids do the what's my brain's not working. Do the splitting of like splitting the logs for making the house, and then like I was living there in the one summer, where we were helping to mud the logs, like on the insides and the outsides for airflow.
Well, we all know Tennessee foster care hasn't cracked down on the parents that it lets take kids, so by now they probably got a pretty sweet sunroom and an in-ground pool.
I have no idea. I haven't been to the Hawk residence since 1998.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. But yeah, it was Eddie and Marietta Hawk. He worked at the Hiawassee Dam, just on the other side of the state line.
Worked at the dam.
Yep.
So,
and she took care of foster kids. We had 3 boys upstairs, 3 girls downstairs, and they had one boy that they had adopted because they couldn't have any of their own. And then they had one that they did have, and he was like 9 when I was there. Eventually, they did have their own child. He was like 9 when I was there, and he was the most spoiled little you'd ever seen. So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, welcome to East Tennessee.
/ Western North Carolina / really anywhere that has foster system with no real controls. So that was a very happy segment. What do we got today, Will?
Well, this story here about the Baltimore cops with the toy guns. I didn't actually want to get into it until the second segment because we're literally like a minute and a half from not even that. I didn't say we had to. So
give the people a preview.
Right. Well, there's this. Turns out that cops in Baltimore they just keep a trunk full of toy guns, and of course it's not for any kind of a spurious or illegal or immoral reason. Of course not. It doesn't have anything to do with trying to pad their arrest record with innocent people. It couldn't possibly have anything to do with that at all. But we're going to get into that when we get back, and also calls from you. Give us a call, 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Today tip is brought to you by Nestle Toll House Morsels, helping you create special moments and memories your family will cherish forever. Visit us at tollhouse.com. You may bake for birthdays and holidays, but why stop there? Sweeten up the rest of the year by designating monthly dessert days. Treat your family to one of their favorites or surprise them with something new. Either way, you'll create a tradition everyone will love. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
I just heard the best sales pitch I've heard in a long time on an airplane. The flight attendant announced, "If you paid more than $75 for your round-trip ticket, you overpaid." This is brilliant because everybody on the flight paid more, and I was struck by how all the road warriors stopped typing and reading and working and looked up. The announcement invited us to apply for the airline's credit card, and the sign-up bonus, enough frequent flyer miles for a free round trip. Talk about turning lemons into lemonade. With some banks offering free credit cards, $75 is an outrage for an annual fee, but a bargain for airline tickets. For more tips on communicating more effectively, hit survivalspeech.com, where you can see how I got the CEO of another major airline to shower me with freebies. I'm Holland Cook.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live here from the Vertcoin Studios here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. And joined today by the classic crew, Mr. Tom Gray and Miss Daria Demezio. So now Tom brought this story to us the other day, and we were going to cover it then, and he was like, no, I want to be there when we cover this one.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't blame him after reading it.
From theroot.com. And says here, Baltimore cops kept toy guns to plant just in case they shot an unarmed person. You actually have a picture here. It's a particularly mixed crowd of police officers. You have top.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah, top row of officers. You have 4 black officers and 1 white officer. In the bottom row, you have 3 officers, 2 black and 1 white. Marcus Taylor, Daniel Herschel, Maurice Ward, Jamel Rayam, Ovidio Hendricks, Wayne Jenkins, and Mamadou Gando.
And these are all now former members, I believe, of the Baltimore Gun Trace Task Force, who, as the name suggests, were tasked with hunting down people who had real guns. And they have all been charged with various crimes ranging from racketeering to robbery, armed robbery.
Good.
Yep. And it is out of that
Malicious
investigation that we
can we, how about murder, malicious kidnapping?
Well, I've been saying for a while that police officers should be shot on sight. I'm sure that got us in trouble, but it's true. They
just
are war
got
criminals.
disinvited from Porkfest,
and they are.
You just got us
they
all
are at war with us.
disinvited from Porkfest.
They are,
Well,
actually, I've been saying they should be arrested on sight. I mean, they're at war. They're at war with us. I don't know how much clearer it could be.
They are the military on the ground in occupying America by America that we were warned about by the founders. And if you don't think they view themselves as such, then why does the mayor of New York City himself say publicly that he is the general of the 3rd largest army on earth? The New York City Police Department. Huh?
Keyword Army.
Yeah, Army.
That's not.
That's why they're
buddies.
militarizing.
That's a standing military occupying your country inside. This is literally a standing army of your neighbors being paid to occupy your country. I mean, let's just be honest about what it is.
Yeah. They're war criminals,
our homeless
and we're their
Republican
targets.
Taxpayer on the staff can acknowledge, look, these people are literally privateers. They're pirates. They're like a military that's been allowed to steal from you and kill you so long as the Queen gets a cut.
And it doesn't even have to be that big of a cut sometimes.
Usually the Queen will give them more.
The cut doesn't have to be money.
Cut.
It can be symbolic, like just pushing their boot a little bit harder on our neck is the Queen.
Just enforce the laws that the Queen tells you to. You may sack the ships and the businesses that do not fall in line with and pay your protection racket money, just like the mafia. You don't pay, we'll send the regulators and the regulators. Isn't it great that that's what the regulators. Mount up.
You gotta be handy with the steel, or in this case, the little plastic toy gun that you plant on the child.
Yeah, oh my God. It says here, let's get to the story. In April 2016, a 13-year-old boy was shot by officers of the Baltimore Police Department. The boy ran when faced with the police, so they gave chase. During the chase, the police spotted the boy holding a gun, and when he turned, they shot the teenager. The youngster wasn't critically injured, and it seemed like an open and shut case of justifiable use of force. Now, people are wondering. The Baltimore Police Department is currently in court over one of the biggest scandals in the history of American law enforcement. The corruption case is replete with intrigue as police reveal secrets that sound like something out of an urban fiction novel or a lost season of The Wire.
Let me stop you real quick right there, Will. I want to focus in on that key word, police reveal. This is not rampant speculation from some anti-cop source. This is what cops themselves are admitting to under oath in courts of law. So don't be calling in here or accusing us of, or this source of conspiracy theory or making stuff up to stir up the stuff. No, this is what the cops are telling you they're doing. This is what they fess up to.
This is according to the Baltimore Sun. It started when a 19-year-old woman from New Jersey overdosed in 2011, and authorities began tracing the origin of the drugs. Well, it led them to a Baltimore drug crew and the discovery that a Baltimore police officer was involved. Well,
shocking.
By the time they finished investigating, 8 members of an elite gun trace task force had been charged with crimes ranging from racketeering to robbery. You want robbery? How about the story of the corrupt squad stopping a drug dealer during a traffic stop, robbing him of $6,500, then going to the man's house without a warrant, taking another $100,000 in cash out of the safe? Sergeant Wayne Jenkins would ask suspected drug dealers if he, quote, if you could put together a crew of guys and rob the biggest drug dealer in town, who would it be?
The who not being the guys you'd put together, but the guy he should go rob.
That's right. I mean, it's so over the top. It's hard to believe. It's so over the top.
This next paragraph.
Well, not for us.
If you're interested in police targeting regular citizens, maybe you should read about how Morris Ward had a technique of driving fast at groups of people, slamming on the brakes, and chasing whoever ran.
Perhaps you hear how Jenkins believed that all young men with backpacks were dope boys or people who drove Honda Accords with tinted windows.
That's so random.
Well, no, it's a part of his stereotype that he puts on what drug dealers are.
Which one was that?
That was Jenkins, I believe. So what do you think about this story out there in the rest of the world? Give us a call, 603-283-6160. And yeah, we're going to continue on with this story of Baltimore cops and massive corruption when we get back.
Join Daryl W. Perry on Peace, Love, Liberty Radio as he brings you news, views, and opinions while promoting the ideas of peaceful interaction.
My personal position on the death penalty is this. We know for a fact that there have been hundreds of people who have been wrongly convicted for various offenses. People who were wrongly convicted of murder and who were sentenced to death, who have later been exonerated. And from that, we can deduce that there have been innocent people who were executed for crimes they did not commit. And the fact that I do consider myself to be consistently pro-life, I don't support using taxpayer funds to kill any human at all, anywhere. Using any money that is taken by force and then used to murder people is wrong.
Peace, Love, Liberty Radio, online at fppradio.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. And we've been talking about this story here in Baltimore. I mean, it really is kind of par for the course. You've got massive, massive corruption that I'm sure you can find in just about any police department around the world. This is Will, and I'm joined today live via remote by the Call to Freedom Classic crew. That's Tom Gray and Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. Are you interested in investing in cryptos yourself? Well, do you want to do that without having to do all the legwork? Well, let me introduce you to Helium. It's a long-term saving accelerator powered by Uphold.com. Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiat so that you don't have to. What it does is it's got this really cool bot that they've designed, and it will move your funds when the time is just right. You just add funds to Helium from your bank account or your digital wallet, and the rest is completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. Getting back to the story here, we actually have on the line with us, we have Jay in New Hampshire listening on TuneIn. How you doing, Jay? What do you think, and why do you think it?
Well, a couple of years ago with this the young black boy who got shot by the Baltimore cops when they said he had a gun on him, I was out in Colorado actually at the time, and I was listening to Alex Jones quite often when I was out there because I didn't have any data or phone. I couldn't listen to LRN, but AM radio worked pretty good where I was farming. Anyways, one of the reporters had gone, one of the info warriors, I guess they call them, had gone to like interview a relative. I don't know if it was a grandmother or it was a woman related to this boy. And they said that they were like, he didn't have a toy gun. Where did he get this toy gun from, or this BB gun? They're like, Dad, I wouldn't give my, kid a gun or even let my kid play outside with a gun. And then I remember, so they reported on this. And then I remember a while later, I heard either on LRN or somewhere that there was, a settlement with the family of the boy who got shot. And of course, we all know what settlements come with is like a gag order or a non-disclosure statement. And then I heard nothing more about this, gun thing or the where the kid got the gun from until the other night. Actually, I was listening to Angel Clark show yesterday afternoon, and I had heard about, this cop testifying. And another thing I wanted to throw out there is I grew up a few miles from Springfield, Massachusetts, and there's a lot of strip joints in Springfield. And I've known some of the girls that have worked there. I went to school with them in these strip joints, and they basically said it was common knowledge among the strippers that the drugs are all ran by the Eastern Hampden County Narcotics Task Force, and that these guys are constantly basically, funneling all the drugs, and, strippers are ending up dead, and stuff, and there's always all kinds of crime going on, and this, that, and the other thing. And it always looks like the cops did it, but, we're not going to investigate it kind of deal,
Well, that's kind of par for the course anywhere that you go with the police department. Even in, I lived in rural East Tennessee, and it was the same thing there. I had I was known when I was a juvenile for running from police officers. I had a cop that was a cousin of mine in town, and I just kind of got a bad reputation as a teenager for being someone who would run from police. And when I would get caught or picked up, they would say so over the intercom. And one of the officers in town picked me up and straight up told me in the back of his police car after he called in who I was, that he wished that I had run, and that if I would agree to let him shoot me, he would let me go and give me a 6-second head start to run away, as long as he could open fire after 6 seconds. And he said this to me.
Why would you agree to this?
I was 15 years old.
Am I missing something?
What?
Did he expect you to just go, yeah, okay, you can shoot at me?
Did you also have a reputation for being mentally handicapped or something?
I don't know about no, not really.
Or why would he think you would agree to that?
But yeah,
I don't know. I had a brother-in-law that lived that had been picked up by him a number of times. He had a not particularly flattering nickname that I can't really use on the air for him that involved insinuating that he was Mexican. His name was something really simple, Joe something. I don't even remember now. He wasn't memorable. He was horrible, but he wasn't memorable enough that I actually remember his name. I can remember what he looked like. He was like 5'4", black hair, glasses, and a really bad attitude, and known for it, And that was, like I said, that's rural East Tennessee, so where everybody knows what everybody is doing. Like it's a normal thing for the local judge to be at home drunk because he doesn't have a driver's license because he's gotten so many DUI charges in his life that he's not allowed to drive, but he's the local judge.
We had one of those too. That's actually the guy who beat my dad as the judge in an election. My dad, who hasn't had a drink in I don't know how long. They elected that guy. They elected the guy who had his own license pulled for multiple DUIs, because that's the kind of cop / judge / police
I thought I had depressing stories to tell.
Right? The South, man, it's
you have a different kind of
them.
depressing stories.
So, I mean, if the South is full of them in the small towns, when you hear most stories about massive corruption, it's in places like Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York. So to hear that it's...
Here we had a...
It's like
we
that
had a cop who went to jail for cooking. No, it was some guy who went to jail for cooking crystal meth and then came out of prison, became a cop. That level of corruption.
How does that even work?
So you got anything else on this, Jay? Being as you've got a little personal information being from the area?
Oh, I didn't hear all what you said, but what I wanted to add is, so when you were a young man, the cop had picked you up and offered you 6 seconds before he opened up on you. I would have to say Ricky from Pennsylvania, his duel was a lot more honorable than the duel the cop was offering you, huh?
Very true, very true.
Good Lord, Will, what kind of trouble are you getting yourself into on Free Talk Live these days? You got people trying to duel with you?
Yeah. Ricky from the Commonwealth of West Virginia.
The Commonwealth of... I went to the University of Real Virginia. There is no Commonwealth of West Virginia.
Not Commonwealth of West Virginia. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
It's arguable whether that's a Commonwealth or not.
And,
Could you explain to me the difference sometime?
Virginia is a place that I have lived, and Pennsylvania sucks.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. I've only been to Pennsylvania once. Anyway, yeah, so dueling. It's something we used to do a lot of at UVA, to be honest, between teachers and students. So is it that sort of thing?
Went to town riding on a pony, stuck a carrot in his hat and called it macaroni.
That is not the version of that song that I learned in elementary school.
I'm sorry, we do this every time Ricky calls in, only Ian uses a completely different clip. He uses Foghorn Leghorn.
Sorry, Scarlet, ma'am. Sorry to have to intrude.
But... Oh, I used to have this cartoon on VHS.
How terrible.
I'm afraid I'll have to search your premises.
Premises.
He's not in here.
Yeah.
Aha! So that's
You know, on the subject of Disney, though...
We'll be right back, guys.
But I'll have to do...
Are you tired of governments around the world killing innocent people? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin is money that cannot be inflated or controlled by any state. By continuing to use their money, you're perpetuating the killing. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available to you now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. It's Bitcoin.com.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way.
You can do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring signs into their rally.
Walk with me. Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa. Hey. Who do you think you are? Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today.
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Forget the road.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me? Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com.
The three most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.lrn.fm. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.lrn.fm.
In Survivor Max 2, School Bites, Max must scavenge through a wasteland swarming with the undead. Desperate to find the medicine he needs, he discovers a community of survivors at his former school. Has he finally found the safe haven he's been looking for, or will he discover that school bites? Look for Survivor Max on Facebook, read reviews on Amazon, and read Chapter 1 at survivormax.com.
Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website, fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper, FPP News, at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.fm. Unasikiliza wito wa uhuru katika LRN.fm.
That's so disgusting. We'll be fine. Let's party.
Welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Broadcasting live here from the beautiful Vertcoin studio in Keene, New Hampshire. Are you new to the cryptocurrency world? Well, there's lots of coins, tokens, and exchanges out there, and they are making big promises. How do you know who you can trust? Well, CryptoCheck at cryptocurrencycheck.org. They help you navigate this complex landscape by answering the question, is this legit or am I about to get scammed? Well, before you move your war dollars into that hot new currency, please be sure to check out CryptoCheck. They've got your back. It's by our own Aria Demezio. That's CryptoCheck. www.cryptocurrencycheck.org. Now, getting right back to the story here, it's Will, Aria, and Tom. We've been talking about the details in this corruption scandal coming out of Baltimore. And you heard Jay. He used to live there. He's like, this is something that we kind of know happens up here. And if you have personal experience with this as well, please call in and let us know. We'd like to have you on as well. 603-283-6160, or you can join us. We have our on-air call-in line on Discord or LRN.FM on Skype. It says here in the story, there's a revelation that the supervisor of the unit instructed officers to carry toy guns just in case they found themselves, quote, in a jam and needed to plant one. When one of the officers, Marcus Taylor, was arrested, officials couldn't figure out why he had a toy gun in his glove compartment. Well, these revelations aren't speculation. 6 of the 8 officers indicted have agreed to cooperate with federal law enforcement agents and are testifying in open court. An officer who was scheduled to offer evidence against the crooked cops won't get to do so after he was mysteriously shot in the head with his own weapon on the day before he was set to testify. A story we will definitely be covering in the 3rd hour of the show. I know what you're thinking. After the death of Freddie Gray and the discovery of multiple officers who planted drugs on suspects, the Baltimore Police Department is one of the most corrupt departments in the country. Well, maybe. Maybe Baltimore is actually more indicative of police departments all over the country. That's what I believe, at least. Maybe they're like the one in Cleveland, which hired the killer cop who murdered Tamir Rice after he was fired by another police department. Or like the South Carolina state trooper who said he had shot a man because he was moving erratically while reaching for his wallet. Or when a paid police informant planted cocaine in a store owner's shop. It's not Baltimore.
Or when a guy was in an accident and the police tased him because he was having a seizure and couldn't respond to them.
Well, it's not just Baltimore cops. It is cops. They'll shoot you in the face in front of your infant daughter. They'll choke you to sleep for selling cigarettes. They'll shoot you in the back for walking away. And they will get away with it so often that we're shocked when they're actually indicted. That, unfortunately, is the real story.
You know what I was thinking about when you were talking about the supervisor was the one who told them to carry the toy guns? I thought about a speech that Susana Martinez, the governor of New Mexico, gave a couple of weeks ago, where she proposed that police should be shielded from civil liability for shooting people if they could show that they were just following their training. Well, in this case, the training said, in case you need to shoot someone, fake evidence to get off with it.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the training
is the
supposed to
problem.
include things like not shooting innocent people?
No,
I mean, I remember learning
no.
that when I was,
No.
taking
No,
hunter
not-
education.
Not any. Yeah, for hunter's education, yes, but no.
It was
not
don't
anymore.
shoot people.
I lived next door to a Florida State trooper when she was going through training. I used to walk her dog and rake her yard, and she told me about her training and that they were basically told if you pull your firearm, you shoot to kill. You do not shoot to wound.
See,
they are
that's-
trained that if they pull their firearm, kill whatever they fire at.
See, and that's not necessarily inaccurate or bad training. The part of the training they're leaving out is don't pull your gun unless you're actually threatened. Like if they tell you, like in any gun safety thing, if you pull your gun, it better be because you have a good reason to shoot. The problem is that cops are being taught that anything is a good reason to shoot, and they're being encouraged to act on it. They're being
Because
told
they're
that,
scared of everything.
or pretend you're scared of something and make that a reason to shoot when you can't think of another one. Because something in your head, that being the terrible training that you got, didn't tell you not to be scared.
Well,
Go
I
back
think
and
they're
justify it.
legitimately scared. I mean, when I hear about police doing this, I imagine some scared lunatic out in the middle of the woods just shooting every time they hear a stick breaking. They're just scared of everything and everyone.
And the thing is, you have to wonder if they are that scared, why aren't the people that they're shooting that scared and actually defending themselves? Because you would think that the fight instinct would be stronger in the person who is faced with the deadly situation and not the person who has deadly force with which to defend himself or herself. And yet, who's the one who clearly has the more significant hair trigger to pull the gun? It's not the civilian. It's the
Right,
cop.
we're told we're supposed to be calm when we have guns in our faces.
For real, yo.
We're
You've got a gun
we're
pointed
supposed
at
to
my
put-
head, and you're telling me to be calm, while you totally can freak out and lose it. That's totally cool. And
We're
blow my
supposed
brains
to-
out of the back of my head in front of my kids. That's totally fine.
We're supposed to get down on our knees, put our hands behind our head, and then crawl towards the cops, never reach towards the floor or our hips, and if we do, we're going to die. That's literally what happened to that kid.
If they
in the
gave me an
hotel a
order
few
to
weeks
kneel,
ago.
they'd have to shoot me anyway.
Yeah, because...
Under no circumstances will I kneel to a police officer, nor crawl to one.
Okay, well, if
Ever.
it's just me, like, I don't know if I could get down there. I mean, I'm trying to work out more these days, but I'm still pretty fat, and my knees are not great, and I don't think I could crawl across the floor with
I mean,
just
that's
my
what
knees.
defeated kings were forced to do on the battlefield when they lost. You know, it was dehumanizing. It was humiliating. It was done on purpose.
All right, well,
to
we
say,
do
hey,
have
you are less than a human.
We do have a caller on the line. Hey there, caller. How are you today?
Doing good. How you doing, Will?
I'm good. Who are we speaking with?
Name's Sean.
All right. Where are you calling us from?
I'm actually calling from Washington State.
Well, Sean, what do you think, and why do you think it?
Well, I actually want to bring up a little story. I had a really good buddy of mine. He was actually the one who introduced me to Ron Paul and all things libertarian. He had a brother who used to be in the police force in Sacramento. And his brother, when he first got in, he was all about it. He sent him pictures of his first marijuana bust, and, he was really toting that blue line. And my friend, his brother, had to tell him a few times, no, man, that's wrong, and kind of go into the whole thing. Well, anyways, he was kind of, the brother who was the cop was kind of losing his faith in the force. And the thing that did it for him was he was called to a domestic abuse call where a female cop was kind of by herself. So he showed up, and the suspect, the male, was in handcuffs, laying on the ground against the house. And he got out and was kind of, getting the details of the story. And the suspect started saying some profanities, calling the female police officer some names, and she flipped out, started kneeing him in the face. And my buddy's brother, the cop, pulled her off, and what are you doing? You can't do that, so on and so forth. Anyways, next day, he gets called into the police chief's or whatever, his boss's office, and literally told, you cannot do that. He says to him, basically, kind of paraphrasing.
The one who pulled the other cop off was told not to do it, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
The one who pulled the other cop off was told, don't pull her off?
Yeah, my friend's brother, he was pulling her off of the suspect from, stopping her from beating him. And
that's the one who got in trouble. Gosh.
What's that?
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna have to.
And he's the one who got in trouble.
We're gonna have to pick this up on the other side of the break. We're coming up on in just a moment. If you want to get involved in the conversation, give us a call 603-283-6160. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time. My Magic Mud is black tooth powder, and the difference it made in my teeth in one application was noticeable. With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, February 1st, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.17 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,340 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $41, and the average price of Bitcoin is $9,288. Antiwar.com reports after a 2-day rout by South Yemen separatists left them in near total control of the city of Aden, pro-separatist forces have ceded back a pair of military bases at the request of Saudi Arabia, who is now attempting to mediate a deal. Aden has been under the control of the Hadi government, which the Saudis are attempting to reinstall with their invasion. The separatists now say they back the Saudi invasion as well and also support Hadi, but want him to fire his existing government. That's likely an issue that the United Arab Emirates is pushing, as the UAE has has been souring on the Hadi allies and backing the separatists who don't have the long-standing ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Though placating the Saudis likely means continuing to endorse the war, it's strange for the separatists to still present themselves as a separatist movement when the pro-Hadi forces already control materially all of Old South Yemen, and territory being fought over is largely in North Yemen. The Saudis continue to have the goal of not having Shiites in power anywhere in Yemen, but seemingly the South Yemen separatists would only be worried about settling the war in a way that leaves South Yemen separate. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. UPI reports the Environmental Protection Agency pushed back the applicable date of a 2015 rule redefining government power over small waterways by 2 years. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt issued a statement Wednesday announcing the agency filed legal documents requiring to suspend the Waters of the United States rule developed by the Obama administration for 2 years. Pruitt said, "Today the EPA is taking action to reduce confusion and provide certainty to America's farmers and ranchers. The 2015 Waters of the United States rule developed by the Obama administration will not be applicable for the next 2 years while we work through the process of providing long-term regulatory certainty across all 50 states about what waters are subject to federal regulation." The rule originally had an effective date of August 28, 2015, but that was halted due to a stay by the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Last week, the U.S. Supreme Court determined the appeals court lacked the authority to issue the stay because it did not have original jurisdiction to review the challenge. For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports thousands of San Francisco residents convicted of cannabis offenses since 1975 will see those convictions dismissed or reduced under an effort announced Wednesday by the city's district attorney. California's Proposition 64, which legalized recreational cannabis use and possession and reduced criminal penalties, allowed people to ask the court to reduce or dismiss previous cannabis convictions. But top San Francisco prosecutor George Gascon said on Wednesday he would not wait and would instead dismiss 3,038 misdemeanors and consider reducing an additional 4,900 felony cannabis charges. The move is meant to make it easier for people who would otherwise have to retain an attorney to file expungement paperwork for convictions that can scuttle employment and housing opportunities and have disproportionately affected African Americans. Gascon said in a statement, "Long ago, we lost our ability to distinguish the dangerous from the nuisance, and it has broken our pocketbooks, the fabric of our communities, and we are no safer for it." Gascon said relatively few Californians had petitioned courts to have convictions expunged since the legalization measure was passed in 2016. 9 states plus the District of Columbia have legalized cannabis for recreational use, while dozens of others permit it for medical use. California finalized its licensing, regulatory, and tax structure to allow cannabis shops to open for retail sales this year. In mid-January, however, the U.S. Department of Justice rescinded an Obama administration policy that had eased enforcement of federal cannabis laws in states that legalized cannabis, instead giving federal prosecutors wide latitude to pursue criminal charges. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
From 1941, when an amoeba became the first single-celled organism to play professional baseball, to 1794, when Thomas Jefferson more than likely did something historically significant. The Onion looks back at This Week in History. On May 25, 1925, Tennessee teacher John T. Scopes was formally indicted for teaching the theory of evolution in a public school after a monkey called to the stand failed to turn into a human.
Sir, you have been on the witness stand for a full 3 hours now, and in this time we haven't seen you lose any of your hair or shed your tail. Can you at least articulate a single justifiable reason why Mr. Darwin's theory should even be mentioned in our nation's classrooms?
And on May 27th, 1995, actor Christopher Reeve came in last place in a horseback riding event.
This is the Onion News Network.
The Call to Freedom is an opinion show. It's meant for informational purposes only. It is not licensed financial advice. It is very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you hear from the Call of Freedom and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. I mean, come on, guys. Duh. It's a cryptocurrency investment and a political talk radio. Of course, it's opinions.
Hold. Hold. Hold.
You better hold on for dear life, because it's time for the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com on the Call to Freedom.
That's right, it's time for the Crypto Hour here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM, brought to you by Helium.com. Do you want to start investing in cryptos? Well, a lot of people do, but you know what? They just don't have the time to read white papers and do all that legwork and all the, man, you're lucky to have people that know the very first thing about Bitcoin before they're throwing $2,700 at you. Trust me, I know. But yeah, if you want to start investing in cryptos, you don't want to be stupid about it and just throw your money at something you don't know anything about, but you still want to get in. Well, then you should go to Helium.com. It's a long-term savings accelerator. It's powered by Uphold.com. And they've designed a bot that watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so that it can convert your funds when the timing is just right. You add your funds to Helium, then you're done. You use your bank card. You can use Bitcoin Dash or Bitcoin Cash. The rest, it's completely automatic. Helium, it lets your money move you. Sign up today at helium.com/CTF. That's Helium with an E. HELEUM.com/CTF. Get your great deals for being a Call to Freedom listener. So, now we've been talking about Baltimore police corruption, and you know what? We usually would have cut that off and gone straight into the Crypto Hour, but we've got a caller on hold here who, you know what? We're going to stick with it because, rules are made to be broken sometimes. So we'll continue on with Crypto Hour in the next segment, but I wanted to continue on with Sean in Washington here on his experience with police corruption that he was talking about. Go ahead, Sean.
Hey, thanks for holding me over, Will. So basically, to kind of recap, a brother of a good friend of mine worked for Sacramento Police Department. He was a big blue line toter, then had an experience where he responded to give backup to an officer, a female officer who was by herself, had a suspect for domestic disturbance, domestic abuse, whatever, in handcuffs. He showed up shortly after the female officer because she was called some foul names by the suspect in handcuffs, started kind of kneeing the suspect in the face while he was sitting down on the ground. My brother's friend, the cop, stopped her, kind of just pulled her away, got her out of that situation a little bit, was then later by the chief of that precinct, was later reprimanded, kind of a slap on the wrist. But the thing he kind of wanted to make clear about his story was that it wasn't so much being reprimanded by the chief. What he said to him was basically, you have to support your fellow officer out there on the scene no matter what. It was when he kind of walked around the department after that, kind of seeing the looks from these other officers give him, and he basically a month later put in his notice and got out of there. He said he didn't feel safe. They kind of looked at him like he was like he was going to turn them in for something, which, I mean, essentially he would have if it wasn't, if they were not doing things that, they should have been doing, which were plentiful, but, in his eyes, they were a little bit different back then. But, that's one of the many problems I think we have with the police, is that one, from the top down, it's just, you're going to support them. You're going to do what you're told, and even if they're beating up some innocent person for having a plant, you're gonna help them out. And many of us have seen this in the news and all over, that the good cops who try to turn the other ones. And I'm kind of glad you brought up that story, because I had thought of that too, about the officer in Baltimore who just magically shot himself in the head with his own gun before he's supposed to testify against other officers. It's all too common.
Yeah, and that's what happens. There's the whole thing about there's it's just the bad. There's good cops. The good okay, here's what happens with good cops. Okay, they come in a few shapes and sizes. Okay, there's the good cop who gets shot for being a good cop because he's going to tell on the bad cops, and they can't have that. There's the good cop who gets fired for being a good cop because he's going to tell on the bad cops, and they can't have that. And then there's the good cop who quits his job as a cop because he can't do anything about the bad cops and doesn't want to be associated with them. And there you go. There's your three kinds of good cops. They're dead, fired, or unemployed.
Yep.
That's what happens to good cops. Good cops who follow the rules, follow the law, don't break the rules, don't screw over the public, don't enforce quotas. Basically, cops who do what we, Car 54, where are you? Those kind of cops, they don't exist anymore. They're gone. They've been gone. They were gone in the days of Smokey and the Bandit. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you.
Well, that's what happens when you train young people to kill, send them overseas to kill brown people, and then bring them back over here.
And put them in,
what did we expect to
immediately
happen?
make them police officers. Immediately.
Right. Yeah, immediately. It's military to police. What did we expect to happen?
Right. From shooting one kind of brown people to shooting another.
Yeah, they're trained over there that, everyone is the enemy, and to try and use your gun whenever possible, not necessarily in that sense, but to that extent. And then, we'd love to have you on a force where you're supposed to protect people and not necessarily use your gun. Well, that training doesn't just turn off.
Just goes right back to the point that I made at the beginning of us talking about this whole issue, about it being, in the Constitution, we are told no standing military occupying American soil. Well, I'm sorry, but even the mayor of New York himself refers to his police department as the third or fourth largest military or army on earth. So even they
say it was
themselves
a third? Heck, I thought he said it was the number one.
No, because New York's not got more cops than the American military has soldiers.
Well, yeah.
Or the Israeli military. I think it's like the fourth largest.
Oddly enough, I think that one of the countries that is ahead of them might be North Korea.
North Korea has more soldiers?
Yeah, because they conscript like pretty much everybody. So it's not a matter of having just a large military. They conscript everybody. Whereas New York, they're very selective.
Seventh. Mayor Bloomberg famously bragged, I have my own army in the NYPD. It's the seventh largest army in the world.
Wow. Seventh largest.
The seventh largest army in the world. And this is the mayor of a city openly proclaiming to be basically a warlord.
And
that's the state.
North Korea is number 4, by the way, so I was not far off.
There you go.
Well, hey guys, thanks for taking my call. That's all I got.
Thanks for coming on, Sean. You have a good night.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Oy vey, man. So, yeah, there you go. Wow. Man. This is definitely and we're not done yet. I saw that thing a second ago that said the one Baltimore cop was murdered, and there's coverage of the murder as well. And guess what? We're going to be covering in the third hour, guys. I want to talk about that murder. This turns out goes a little bit deeper than what I had originally thought. So we are definitely going to do that, but that's not going to be right now. That's going to be in the third hour. Right now, when we get back, we are going to be moving into Crypto Hour as we should. So stick around for that. We haven't done the faucet yet. We haven't had the airdrop yet. So there's 2 chances to win free coins still coming. Listen in here on the Call to Freedom. We'll be right back.
Ross Ulbricht was convicted in early 2015 of running the infamous Silk Road Underground Market. The Silk Road was a gift to humanity and helped reduce the harms brought on by drug prohibition. For this good deed, Ross has been sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole. Now, an appeal is Ross's only chance, and he needs your support. Please visit freeross.org, where you can contribute via various methods, including Bitcoin. Visit freeross.org. That's freeross.org. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm. sat.lrn.fm.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Here's a chance to do a little activism while you're cruising Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. Between the LOL cats, the recipes, the hot girls, and the inspirational sunrise memes, Free Talk Live's posts pass by your newsfeed. Like them, comment. It gives us more exposure. If you don't see our posts, click like at facebook.freetalklive.com and then hover over it to click Get Notifications. It's an easy way to spread the ideas of liberty a bit further. I know you're busy, but you can spare that 1/10 of a calorie it takes to click on something. facebook.freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom, brought to you by Helium.com. Unasikiliza Crypto Hour inayohusu wito wa uhuru, imeletwa kwako na Helium.com.
It's over 9,000!
Welcome back into the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. That's right. Today, again, Bitcoin is over 9,000, but that means it went under 9,000 today.
Oh, and I missed it.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I mean, it's just funny to me that 2 months ago we were all celebrating it. And
Going
because
over
it was a
9,000?
huge achievement.
Yeah.
Now we're like, oh my God, look at all this money we've lost.
You know what has lost a lot today that I can tell you about? Bitcoin Gold.
The U.S. government?
Amen. All of those answers are right.
I mean, didn't they lose billions today? Like every other day?
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll get it back in April.
Let's see what CoinMarketCap has to say today. CoinMarketCap. Oh, look. Let's see. Red. Oh, Zcash.
Zcash
is up 3.72%. Red.
Digix DAO.
Have no idea what that even. I heard of that.
I don't know what it is
There
either,
was
but
a
let's go
hack.
buy some.
Dentacoins.
Is there anything like Dentasticks? We got some of those for the dogs the other day.
No,
I
it was
actually
an
almost bought some
ICO
of that
designed for
once.
the dental industry.
Well, no wonder it's
Another one of those niche coins that's going to cause the collapse of the crypto market.
Bitcore.
I don't know. I'd love to be able to pay my dentist.
So
in
out of the top
anything.
100,
I'd love to be able to go to the dentist.
Out of the top 100, there are 4 that are not losers, 2 of which I've actually heard of.
In other words, Thursday.
Right?
Although as they say,
That's coins and tokens together. Let's look at just coins.
As they say about the weather in Texas, though, wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
Peercoin.
I think this is going to take more than 5 minutes to pull out of. I think we're going to be looking at this until March.
BitConnect is up.
BitConnect-
How is BitConnect up? BitConnect doesn't exist anymore.
BitConnect is up 10.25%.
People stop buying BitConnect.
I can't believe.
Why?
Oh my God. Oh, Digix DAO is backed by gold. That's why it's not. Okay.
Oh, another thing you might have heard about on a libertarian radio show.
Hold on. There's a cryptocurrency out there that's redeemable for gold?
I guess so.
Arya's dumping
That is
her
amazing.
She's dumping her entire portfolio
Right.
into
Arya.
it right now.
I hear typing up emails for cryptocurrency check coin of the week.
Yeah, what did you say they were called?
Digix DAO. Digix DAO.
Like Tao, like the Tao Te Ching, Taoism, the religion.
Well, actually, that's spelled with a T, but yes. Oh my goodness, I can't.
Okay,
believe
spell
you
that
guys
one more
just totally
time.
went to sleep on
Chinese.
me.
I didn't catch it.
It's
Will is-
Digix DAO.
Will is now
Okay.
claiming to know the only correct spelling of Tao,
Well,
which
I
is
owned
a
a
Chinese
copy
word.
of the Tao Te Ching. And
You
it was
owned
spelled
one
with a T.
copy. I own 3 different copies, and they spelled Tao 3 different ways because it's originally in Chinese, not English.
Right, where they put X's at the beginning of words, and it actually means
Exactly.
shh.
You know, that was a pretty nice diss.
So anyway, how is this gold-backed cryptocurrency doing? You said it's up?
It's one of 3 in the top 100 that are not down more than 10% for the day.
Interesting. How is the price of gold faring?
I don't know. I did not check the price of gold.
I'll look into it.
Today, let's see here. Bitcoin is down to $9,239. I don't really care about that, though. What I'm looking for is this number. Okay, 459 billion, 561,705,000 is the market cap for all crypto. So
The price of gold is up, so that's a curious interchange.
let's see here. Now, the first story that I had for Crypto Hour is It's from Investopedia, and it's discussing RSK and asking, is this a threat to Ethereum? It says, while blockchain is still viewed as an immature concept, thanks to its ongoing evolution, the blistering pace of change and new solutions emerging daily are helping to offset some of the drawbacks of this novel approach to decentralization. Most of the focus has been put on cryptocurrencies, largely due to their rapid appreciation in value, which has led to rampant speculation. However, the actual value of solutions themselves, when it comes to matching their ambitions, leaves much to be desired. Take Bitcoin, for example. In its early stages, Bitcoin was envisioned to improve cross-border transactability with better speed and lower costs, replacing dated systems with a new, decentralized version of currency freed from institutional oversight. What has transpired since has shown that Bitcoin on its own does not necessarily have the potential to transform the world in the way it was originally imagined. Although Bitcoin may never be able to live up to its aspirations, the incorporation and adoption of SegWit meant that it could one day see its potential match the accompanying hype. One valuable solution storming into the scene is RSK, an open source platform.
Except SegWit sucked.
An open source platform hosting smart contracts for the Bitcoin network, akin to those first implemented by Ethereum. Smart contracts are an extremely powerful tool and by far one of the most valuable innovations associated with blockchain, thanks to the ability to create deals between two parties without the need for an intermediary. Says, at their core, smart contracts could be the real momentum behind the crypto revolution, considering their appeal as a contract automation solution designed to reduce overheads. Numerous use cases have already emerged, with industries far and wide able to find relevant applications for the nascent concept. So, and this is like where you're getting banana coins and Denta coins and, all these other, little things that, in my opinion, they're really just not doing anything but just clogging up the networks of these different cryptocurrencies in truth. I mean, that's really what they're doing, is just clogging up networks and running up prices. And that's really about it. So, but we're going to get into this and a whole lot more when we get back. You can call to 603-283-6160. We'll be right back after this.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Catch the Call to Freedom at its new time, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. The Call to Freedom is the only live drive-home call-in show in the U.S. with a segment devoted to cryptocurrencies. Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, live from Vertcoin Studios in New Hampshire. Learn about what makes cryptocurrencies so great and why you should care about them. Updates on new coins and ICOs, and warnings of scams. Plus, hear from traders, whales, developers, and big names in the crypto world. You can also win crypto coins or tokens every episode. Just listen for the faucet sound and be the 5th caller to get free Dash, Litecoin, Vertcoin, Verge, or other cryptocurrencies. The Call to Freedom with Will and Aria, featuring Crypto Hour. Broadcast internationally through our BitPlus network satellite. Weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m. on LRN FM.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up! We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium.com, on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. أنتم تستمعون إلى The Crypto Hour. يقدم إليكم برعاية Helium.com على برنامج نداء للحرية على LRN.FM.
Live from the Vertcoin studio. This is the Call to Freedom. It's the Crypto Hour, brought to you by Helium. 4 to 7 here on LRN.FM. When you kill the faucet, you color 5 to get some free coins. This is the Call to Freedom.
That's right. This is the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Broadcasting to you live this beautiful Thursday. Would you like to meet some of our show hosts? Well, there are many opportunities for you to do so throughout the year. One of those is coming up soon. It's called the Fourth Block Conference. It'll join investors, entrepreneurs, intrepid blockchain futurists in a beautiful industrial performance venue to celebrate innovation for the fourth industrial revolution. We're going to discuss integrative technologies, decentralized ledger technologies, media as disruptors, and the implications they will have in both the finance and legal worlds. You're going to hear from decentralization pioneers from all walks of life and listen to blockchain ideas from individuals who were part of the cryptocurrency bang itself. Speakers including Enrique Martinez, Mike Lowry, David Mondras, Rick Willard, David Drake, Julia June Bossman, and many more, along with performances by the lovely Tatiana Moroz and other performances from around the 5 boroughs will make this event more than a conference, but an entertaining cultural event for anyone interested in crypto, from users on the street to high-powered investors and entrepreneurs. Learn more at fourthblockconference.com and come out to the conference where we will be broadcasting live. So we've been talking. It's myself and Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org, as along with Tom Gray from our classic crew here. And we've been discussing this article here about RSK and its possible threats to the hegemony of Ethereum's smart contracts. And it says that Ethereum here has become wildly popular, not only as a cryptocurrency, but as a platform for building and distributing services on the same chain, thanks to its built-in smart contract and tokenization protocols. Ethereum is much more than just smart contracts, and with their move towards POS and sharding to solve scalability, community support, and market shares, they are in a prime position to become the ecosystem of choice for decentralized apps, says Melansky, the founder of CryptoVest.com. As a result, many startups interested in capitalizing on blockchain's momentum flocked to the platform thanks to its perceived malleability. However, the advantages of hosting all activities on the same chain, well, it's not without its problems. For one, the high-profile DAO attack underscored the vulnerabilities inherent in Ethereum smart contracts. In addition, the Ethereum chain has faced issues with the processing power associated with certain applications hosted on its chains.
Like CryptoKitties.
Exactly. CryptoKitty congestion being a prime example, which I'm definitely going to be making a CryptoKitty t-shirt at some point in time. It says, although it's let's see here. One of the biggest benefits of the second layer solution like RSK is that it operates on a side chain, meaning it does not sap processing power from the chain like main chain like Ethereum-based applications. Moreover, miners are incentivized to participate through the merge mining feature, which enables Bitcoin miners to mine for both chains simultaneously, attracting more participants possibly to the idea. One of the most prominent aspects of RSK is its focus on security, using monetary bounties to help appeal to developers, hackers, and security professionals to identify vulnerabilities so the system can improve overall security for its numerous stakeholders. Although it may not necessarily cause an extinction moment for Ethereum, RSK does address many of the associated vulnerabilities while helping to propel it to a viable form of possible competition. So what do you think? You think something's going to come along and turn Ethereum into the next Betamax?
First of all, I'd like to point out, and this is true, I was not at the same point in the article that you were when I made the CryptoKitties comment, and I did not realize that right after what you said about congestion on the network, there was an actual picture of CryptoKitties. I made the CryptoKitties comment out of the clear blue sky. So I want to answer your question, Will, with another question, because even though I am a lawyer and even though I do work in tech, Arya, I'm hoping that you can help me and help our listeners with this. When they talk about smart contracts, what do they mean by smart contracts? What is actually contained in an Ethereum or any other blockchain smart contract as it's currently constituted?
I don't want to lead you wrong, so let me answer that particular question when we get back from the break, if that's okay.
Yeah,
I want to Google that myself so I don't end up saying something that's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something I spend a lot of time studying,
So it's not unusual for me not to understand what they're talking about, because even the
we got Ian back here behind me, and he's like, no, not really.
Yeah. Well, it's important whenever they talk about
smart contracts.
Yeah, whenever they talk about next-gen applications of blockchain, and specifically of Ethereum, they always talk about smart contracts, but I'm always thinking to myself, how can you actually fit the detail of data that is in a normal contract into in a contract that I write anyway, that you've got, ancillary concerns all over the place, into a blockchain in a meaningful way that's not going to clog the heck out of the chain? Because if you just write out one of the contracts I've written for my company in just, plain text, you're talking way over the 2 megabyte threshold. You're probably talking about 7 or 8.
Well, I mean, computer programming, which is what the contracts are written in, is quite a lot more condensed than a lawyer's contract.
I don't know about
that. When it refers to contracts in this sense, it's referring to a condition that when it is met, a certain clause is triggered. that does things. So, like, hold on. It's going to be harder to come up with an example of that because I'm not looking at one.
I can come up with a few that aren't that I don't think would work in a smart contract. So how do you trigger in code?
But I mean, they're not smart. That's definitely a misnomer. Automatic would be a better way for them to phrase it.
Right. Well,
It's a dumb contract, in fact.
Yeah, exactly. Because us lawyers are very smart, as we all know, as I prove all the time here on the air when I'm talking about CryptoKitties and such. But that's exactly why I'm asking, because I understand the basics of computer code. I understand the complexities of contracts, and I don't understand how you could fit the provisions of even a standard commercial contract into a set of if-then triggers like you're talking about and actually save space on the blockchain. So that's what confounds me.
Well, the smart contract itself doesn't necessarily have to be part of the blockchain, I don't believe.
Then how is it a more efficient form of concluding the transaction if it has to refer to a third-party document the same way that a standard contract would? I guess we'll get into that a little bit more after the break, after we've had some time to Google.
Well, I don't see any point because neither of us really understand it.
That's true. Maybe it's another show.
For real. We'll get somebody in here that actually understands smart contracts, and then we'll discuss smart contracts. But that's kind of the beauty of the show. Is it's meant for people who are just getting into these things and maybe not understand every aspect of every part of the programming. So stick around with us. We'll be right back here on the Call to Freedom.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up in any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Hello, this is anchor Doyle Redland. I have just been informed that my 40-year contract with the Onion Radio News expired 2 minutes ago. A brief extension has been added to my contract to allow me to say goodbye to you, my faceless listeners. I've been reading the news out loud on the air for a very long time now, and the words to describe my feelings are difficult to find. Steve, what are you doing? This is my big moment.
I'm getting the word now that you have to leave the studio right now.
But where will I go?
Now.
Well, goodbye, everyone. I'm just coming back for my hat. No, it's my hat. I just need it and I'll go. There's no need to get pushy. Moose, Rocco, I thought we were friends.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Crypto Hour on the Call to Freedom.
تستمتعون إلى The Crypto Hour على برنامج نداء للحرية.
Initiating satellite scan.
Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are broadcasting live from the Vertcoin studio here in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire, joined by my classic crew, Aria Demezio of CryptocurrencyCheck.org and Mr. Tom Gray, broadcasting to us both live via remote. Do you want to start investing in cryptos without having to do any of the busy work? Well, let's introduce you to Helium.com. See, Helium is a long-term saving accelerator, and it's powered by Uphold.com. Helium watches conversion rates between cryptos and fiats for you so that it can convert your funds when the time's just right. Just add funds to Helium from your bank account or your digital wallet, and you're all done. The rest, it's completely automatic. Helium lets your money move you. That's Helium with an E, so sign up today. Helium.com/CTF. That's HELEUM.com/CTF. And we've been having a little discussion with someone here in the Discord chat about smart contracts. We would love for you to call in and share your knowledge with the rest of our listeners. It'd be something we would really like. And speaking of calling in, anyone that was paying attention just heard our Galactic Systems satellite overhead. It was looking around for somewhere to send a drone to drop $10 of a random Coinomi-supported coin on one lucky listener. So it's 603-283-6160. Give us a call here, 603-283-6160. Get your free crypto coins from the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. So moving right along, turns out that, they're saying that, let's see here, markets returning. We already knew that. And then they went down again. Dollar tethers are crap. We already knew that. Everybody knows that. This is not news. Why is it news that dollar tethers suck? It's in the name. Dollar. Right there. That's all you needed to know. U.S. dollar. It sucks right there.
Well, they could
immediately.
call it Dollar Destroyer.
Right. Okay, here's one.
And it wouldn't necessarily suck.
Here's one that's gonna light the phone lines up with pissed off people with opinions on a crypto talk show. Government scientist says Bitcoin is a fork. Bitcoin Cash is the original. It says answering demands from the private and public sectors, U.S. government scientists have created a guide to the technology behind Bitcoin and its applications for a variety of uses. Among various issues, the 59-page report explains that, quote, technically Bitcoin's a fork, and the Bitcoin Cash, it's the original blockchain.
Well, it's the least altered, but none of them are the original. Not even Bitcoin Cash.
Now, this is from Bitcoin.com, so there are many people who are automatically going to say, well, of course, it's a Roger Ver publication, so it's going to say Bitcoin Cash is the greatest thing since sliced bread. If it makes me money, I don't really care either way. I have coins that I hold because I'm a greedy capitalist bastard, and then I have coins that I hold because I have a really philosophical love for the coin themselves. If it's a sponsor of the show, these are things we believe in. You know, we don't go after people that we want to sponsor our broadcast if we don't believe in them. Speaking of which, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I was reminding of that. If you are watching us on Twitch and you see a commercial for a cryptocurrency, we have not vetted that coin. That is not a commercial that our show has given its stamp of approval to. We will see. We will go out. We are going to try to find the developers of this coin, and we are going to try to get them on the show. We'll do a cryptocurrencycheck.org rating on them and make sure that. So please.
I mean, it's not looking good, I will say. I mean, solid coins don't go spamming cryptocurrency shows, Twitch chats.
Well, it's not
generally.
a Twitch chat. Well, this isn't a Twitch chat. This is the Twitch channel. If you're watching the video, all of a sudden it will break in, and there'll be a commercial for a currency, like a video commercial. And that's not our commercial. That's Twitch's commercial. But we will be rating that coin before. So I would at least personally hold off on putting anything into it. It does sound promising, but so do many other coins when they give you a commercial. You know, a lot of coins sound very promising, but that they aren't very big on delivery. You know, what is it now? 96% of all ICOs do not deliver on anything anywhere near their promise. Or that number is correct, right? Aria? 96% or 94% of all ICOs?
It's somewhere around there. It's way higher than it should be.
Yeah, it should be the opposite. It should be the opposite. You know, but this is.
But I mean, it's so tempting to make these enormous promises.
It is.
And offer people quick bucks.
I want to make an ICO where we're straight up, you're giving your money away. And I don't mean like
there was one. There was
token.
A Ponzi coin.
Yeah, I know. And people put a ton of money into it. No, I want to actually put something behind it, though. Like I want to sell tokens to raise money to buy mining equipment to set like homeless shelters up with a miner so that they can not need to beg for donations. Huh. How's that? Or find families that are find families that are in need and sell tokens to sponsor purchasing mining equipment and teaching them how to run the equipment so that so they don't have to take government assistance because there's a family member who's now disabled. They have a way of replacing that person's income without having to go to the state. That's what cryptocurrency was meant to create to start with. Not this fed.gov.coin, not 96% of ICOs being scams for, noobs to fill their pockets with the the wealth of other dumber noobs. You know, I mean, this is not what this was meant to be. And I'd love to see an ICO. I'd like to create an ICO myself that kind of brought cryptocurrency back to its decentralization roots, to its anti-government roots, to its let's find state-free, decentralized solutions roots. That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see ICOs that are doing that. They're saying, you know what? All we're promising to return on is we're going to take money from you and we're going to give it to somebody else. Did I lose you guys?
Like the government?
No, not the government. The government.
I know, you're talking about voluntary donations.
Yeah, the government pulls a gun on you.
It was just how you phrased it that was funny.
We're saying you're investing. Your investment is an investment in charity. It's an investment in your fellow man. We promise to take the money that we make from this initial coin offering and use it to do this thing in order to, yeah. Anyway, we'll be back here. Yeah, you can call in because we've already done the brain fart. Galactic Systems drone drop. So give us a call, 603-283-6160 if you want to get in on that. We've still got $10 of coins there and the faucet left to go. We'll be back here in just a moment.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
More of the Call to Freedom is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, February 1st, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.17 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,340 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $41, and the average price of Bitcoin is $9,288. Antiwar.com reports after a two-day rout by South Yemen separatists left them in near total control of the city of Aden, pro-separatist forces have ceded back a pair of military bases at the request of Saudi Arabia, who is now attempting to mediate a deal. Aden has been under the control of the Hadi government, which the Saudis are attempting to reinstall with their invasion. The separatists now say they back the Saudi invasion as well and also support Hadi, but want him to fire his existing government. That's likely an issue that the United Arab Emirates is pushing, as the UAE has been souring on the Houthi allies and backing the separatists who don't have the long-standing ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. Though placating the Saudis likely means continuing to endorse the war, it's strange for the separatists to still present themselves as a separatist movement when the pro-Houthi forces already control materially all of Old South Yemen, and territory being fought over is largely in North Yemen. The Saudis continue to have the goal of not having Shiites in power anywhere in Yemen, but seemingly the South Yemen separatists would only be worried about settling the war in a way that leaves South Yemen separate. Born into a devastating world and raised among the crowd, the Cloudwalker assumes a new identity and begins the unrelenting quest for truth. In this epic journey, he discovers dark secrets about aspects of his previous life that he once trusted. Through the Journal of the Cloudwalker, he shares both the traumatic hardships and the eternal beauties of his experiences. Dear Society by the Cloudwalker is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. UPI reports the Environmental Protection Agency pushed back the applicable date of a 2015 rule redefining government power over small waterways by 2 years. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt issued a statement Wednesday announcing the agency filed legal documents requiring to suspend the Waters of the United States rule developed by the Obama administration for 2 years. Pruitt said, "Today the EPA is taking action to reduce confusion and provide certainty to America's farmers and ranchers. The 2015 Waters of the United States rule developed by the Obama administration will not be applicable for the next 2 years while we work through the process of providing long-term regulatory certainty across all 50 states about what waters are subject to federal regulation." The rule originally had an effective date of August 28, 2015, but that was halted due to a stay by the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Last week, the U.S. Supreme Court determined the appeals court lacked the authority to issue the stay because it did not have original jurisdiction to review the challenge. For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. And as a Bitcoin-preferred business, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports thousands of San Francisco residents convicted of cannabis offenses since 1975 will see those convictions dismissed or reduced under an effort announced Wednesday by the city's district attorney. California's Proposition 64, which legalized recreational cannabis use and possession and reduced criminal penalties, allowed people to ask the court to reduce or dismiss previous cannabis convictions. But top San Francisco prosecutor George Gascon said on Wednesday he would not wait and would instead dismiss 3,038 misdemeanors and consider reducing an additional 4,900 felony cannabis charges. The move is meant to make it easier for people who would otherwise have to retain an attorney to file expungement paperwork for convictions that can scuttle employment and housing opportunities and have disproportionately affected African Americans. Gascon said in a statement, "Long ago, we lost our ability to distinguish the dangerous from the nuisance, and it has broken our pocketbooks, the fabric of our communities, and we are no safer for it." Gascon said relatively few Californians had petitioned courts to have convictions expunged since the legalization measure was passed in 2016. 9 states plus the District of Columbia have legalized cannabis for recreational use, while dozens of others permit it for medical use. California finalized its licensing, regulatory, and tax structure to allow cannabis shops to open for retail sales this year. In mid-January, however, the U.S. Department of Justice rescinded an Obama administration policy that had eased enforcement of federal cannabis laws in states that legalized cannabis, instead giving federal prosecutors wide latitude to pursue criminal charges. This has been FPP Radio News. Online at fppradio.com.
In a move that puzzled patrons of the global fast food chain, McDonald's launched an extensive ad campaign this week entitled, "And Yet Is Not Beef Itself an Expression of Wanton Lust?" to air at prime time on several networks. The lengthy advertisement, which makes scant reference to any products or promotions, posits to viewers that perhaps beef is merely a symbolic expression of lust in its most wanton and depraved form.
When we call for beef, what are we really asking for? Is it the caress of a gentle lover? Or the blade of an executioner? The rage of steel on bone? Would you yourself deny beef? Would beef deny itself of you?
In other news, a spaced-out flower child is grooving on a doobie wave. A new study reveals nothing Pfizer's lawyers can't take care of, and the parents of an adorable child on a TV show are most likely insane. Thus ends nature's majestic cycle of weekly news reviews, only to gracefully begin itself anew in exactly 1 week's time.
This is the Onion News Network.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom live on LRN.FM. تستمعون إلى نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
Welcome back here to the third and final hour of the Call to Freedom here on LRN.FM. Brought to you live here from the VertCoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. Broadcasting internationally on a free-to-air satellite all over Sub-Saharan Africa, North America, and Central America as well. So, and thanks to our Patreon and AMP folks out there who have helped make that possible. We're possibly in the development stages of, doing something for... Oop. Okay, whoever I just hung up on, call back because I hit the drop instead of the hold button. I'm sorry.
Good job, Will.
I'm terrible at that sometimes. I have fat fingers. I'm sorry. I hit both buttons at the same time. So.
It's like the only thing with any fat on you, really.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, there's something in the development where we're going to be rewarding people who are supporters, financial supporters of the station and the show, people that give to the Patreon or our subscribers will get opportunities. We're working on finding somebody that can install a bot in our Discord chat room so that we can give out. It won't be big as our other giveaways, but just randomly give a little bit here, a little bit there to folks in those rooms, just as a thank you from us here at the Call to Freedom for being supporters of the show. Now, Tom. Was that you that just gave us this story about the okay, so what I'm going to do here,
I shared it. I didn't give it to you. I just found it.
Right. Well, what I'm going to do here,
the universe shined upon us,
right,
and gave us this one.
Is I'm going to play some of the audio from this, and then we're gonna. This is a pretty rough story, guys.
A Rush County pastor is sitting behind bars accused of molesting children. Gary Evans is the pastor at Rushville Baptist Temple. He was arrested yesterday on child molestation, sexual battery, and child solicitation charges.
Police say he lured the children into his office with the promise of candy, then sexually abused them.
It is sickening, it is disturbing, and tonight police know of at least 5 young victims, but they fear there could be more.
Such a disturbing story. Fox 59's Lindsay Eaton live tonight with the details on this case. Lindsay.
Yes, this investigation into Pastor Gary Evans started after the mother of a toddler reported to police her 3-year-old daughter was abused, and it didn't take long for police to find more victims.
It's all centered around manipulation, power, control.
A child sexual abuse case is centered around this man, 72-year-old Gary Evans.
All right, go ahead, Aria.
It's centered around manipulation and control. Sorry to both of you, but from a religious institution, how is she surprised by that?
Because usually the cult churches don't also give you candy.
Right? Yeah, usually it's not the pastor who has the van out by the public park with
sometimes it's
free candy spray painted on the side of it. Like that's
generally
not
speaking,
the local pastor.
I mean, sometimes it's like
both
the creepy
missed my point.
ex-deacon. Sometimes it's somebody the church had to quietly boot
you
out.
both
It's
missed
usually
my
not the
point.
pastor. No, we got your point, Arya. We understand that there are a lot of bad religious institutions out there.
I mean, no, that's not it at all. It's the manipulation is the
whole
modus
concept
operandi of religion.
is that you is like the whole threat of hell and that kind of thing. So anyway, we do have on the line, before we get too far into this, we have a caller. We have Chase from Florida who is listening on the Discord chat, and he has won $10 in free Putin coins. How are you tonight, Chase?
Good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Very good. Very good.
I'm actually glad that it's Putin coin that I picked up tonight, because that's one of the few cryptocurrencies I don't at least have a little bit of.
Awesome. Well, we're glad we could help you grow your portfolio and diversify just a little bit more. Tell me, what's the show that loves crypto so much we give you 2 chances to win every single day?
The Call to Freedom, man.
All right.
Love it.
Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for being a listener, and we'll get those free coins out to you sometime before tonight or first thing in the morning. All right, guys. So, yeah, the story is out of Rushville, Indiana. It says that the police department, they've arrested the pastor on child molestation charges following an investigation into sexual assault allegations at the Rushville Baptist Temple. And we'll continue.
He's the pastor at Rushville Baptist Temple.
It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me want to get sick. I mean, it's just wrong. It's not right at all.
A month-long investigation uncovered at least 5 victims, all young children who said the pastor gave them candy in his office, and once they were alone, he molested them.
And they're all excited, and they get in there, and they're still not knowing that they're under some level of abuse or coercion.
According to court documents, after the abuse, Evans told his victims to keep what happened a secret. Commissioner Nunley, with Healing Your Hidden Hurts, knows that's a tactic pedophiles often use.
It's very sad to think about, but it's very true.
Many times, child sex cases.
Well, it's not just pedophiles. I think victimizers in general threaten their victims and say, don't tell anybody. I mean, I was literally watching an episode of the Andy Griffith Show yesterday where 2 6-year-olds were having an altercation where one was extorting the other under the threat of violence, and he was holding his fist up saying, you know what I'm going to do to you if you tell anybody. And the little boy responded, first you're going to hit me, then you're going to give me the old 1-2, then I'm going to get a knuckle sandwich, and then you're going to jump on me. You know, so I mean, like, this is what victimizers do to victims. They try to keep them silent by intimidating and frightening them by, you think the victimization you've experienced today is bad, wait until you do something to try to stop it. Wow, did I lose you guys?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Know that just letting that simmer for a minute, it's heavy.
I mean, also worth noting is that the pastor is a prominent anti-gay pastor.
Yes. Oh, my God.
I think that was the part that Arya was like, because the original article I shared was actually because the story that we're listening to happened back in October. He was out on bond, but he got picked up. The same pastor and his wife got picked up again.
Oh, no.
For trespassing on their own adult son's property. Their adult son.
Oh, okay. So, this is from Queerty.
Yeah.
Indiana pastor accused of child molestation and his doting wife. Both arrested this week. 72 Gary Evans was a pastor of the Rushville Baptist Church, regularly preached about the evils of homosexuality for the nearly 3 decades. Let's see here. He was arrested touching several girls under the age of 10, told their parents he had lured them into his office with candy and then touched them inappropriately. Let's see. Back in jail this time for trespassing and resisting law enforcement. Evans and his wife stormed their son's property. Apparently, he and his parents had a falling out after the sex scandal broke in last October.
Gee, I wonder why.
Oh, well, I mean, who knows? There could be abuse going on. Have been abuse going on there as well. So, I mean, that's
when we get back, we'll tell you what he did after this falling out that got him arrested again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be into that and a whole lot more when we get back here on the Call to Freedom. If you want to get in and I mean, I don't know why anybody really honestly would want to talk about this. I don't even really want to talk about it, but if it weren't for the fact that it's, it really should be discussed. You can call us 603-283-6160. It's a pretty disturbing story, though. But we'll get back into the real meat of it, unfortunately, when we get back here on the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
Hi, this is Mark Edge of Free Talk Live. Michael W. Dean's book, User's Manual for the Human Experience, changed my life. In a culture that attempts to turn you into a compliant victim, this book gives you implementable steps on everything from how to be aware of your environment, walking down the street, to business, to how to handle a toxic person in your life. If you're a human, you need to read this book at least once. Go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, or paperback, or an audiobook of A User's Manual for the Human Experience.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, add yourself to the Shire map at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Did you know that Free Aid is a mutual aid, educational, and networking organization? At Free Aid, we support volunteers who provide first aid. We do outreach to the public about health and safety, and we bring together medically skilled freedom lovers. Free Aid is made possible by your generous support. Donors can receive great gifts like first aid kits, t-shirts, silver dime cards, and hoodies. The Free Aid Silver Dime Card Project is sponsored in part by Roberts & Roberts Brokerage, Freedom's Phoenix, and Don't Tread on Meme. Visit fr33aid.com.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Angel Clark, and you're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.fm.
Here we go, off the rails. You know, it's time to raise ourselves. It's freedom like you never knew.
All right, welcome back to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. We are off the rails. Filled our sails. Freedom like you've never knew. Man, I heard that and I was like, you know what? That sounds like us all the time. Every day. Off the rails. Sails full and just talking about freedom in a way you're probably not even ready for.
That's putting it mildly.
It is, and that's the kind of thing we normally get a chance to talk about. And honest to God, that's really what I would prefer to talk about. But you know what? You don't always get to make the news. You don't get to choose what the news is going to be. And sometimes the news is about just sick, disturbing, just ridiculously, I'm just things that appall you to the point that you can't even speak. Yeah, Tom, you go ahead.
So we've been talking about now former pastor Gary Evans of Indiana, who got in trouble, thankfully, for using candy to lure young girls into his office where he would do inappropriate things with them. When we say young, we mean under the age of 10 and as young as the story called them, toddlers. Probably not surprisingly, the 72-year-old pastor is back in jail, this time for trespassing. What kind of trespassing? Well, let's get into it from Queerty.com. Earlier this week, Evans and his wife, Gay, stormed their son's property. Apparently, he and his parents had a falling out after the sex scandal broke last October. The Evans circled their son's yard and then banged on the door. When their daughter-in-law told them they weren't welcome there, they refused to leave and remained screaming and yelling on the front porch until the daughter-in-law chased them off with a baseball bat. Good for you. Police were called. According to reports, when they intervened, Evans and his wife became verbally abusive and physically resisted officers. They were arrested. Gay eventually posted bond, Gay being his wife, and was released, but Gary remains in custody. I can tell you exactly why he remains in custody, by the way, because he violated the terms of his bond by committing a new crime. But the drama doesn't stop there. After getting home, Gay allegedly left her estranged son several threatening voicemails, which her daughter-in-law then shared on Facebook. Quote, "I just got out of the jail. I hope you're a very happy son. Your daddy is in there, and he's probably going to be staying there. What's wrong with you? You are sick." This is the wife of the guy who used candy to lure young girls into his office at a church to molest them, telling someone else, even though it is her own son, that he's the sick one. Other family members
sure she
also joined in.
doesn't believe it, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I'm sure she does believe it about her own son, which is,
Well, I mean, I'm
terrible
sure
in
she
its own
doesn't
right.
believe it about her husband.
Oh yeah, well, she has to believe that he was trespassing on the son's property because she was right there and watched him do it. And anyway, other family members also joined in the attacks. "This is insane," another voicemail from a different family member said. "What the bleep is wrong with you, you stupid idiot?" A third person said in a voicemail, "You were fine with them arresting your 72-year-old father and 70-year-old mother? Really? Are you that big a piece of scum?" Again, when this family member called the son a piece of scum, he or she was talking about the son who had the parents arrested for trespassing on his property and refusing to leave, not the son's former pastor father, who again used candy to lure young girls into his office at a church where he molested them. Sounds like there's some enabling going on here, Arya. Just a little.
Yeah, I would... It's a mess of a story. My heart goes out to the dude who now has his family turning against him, because I know what that's like. I mean, especially when you have these
The son,
kooky...
you mean, not the pastor. The
Right.
son. Who has
Yeah,
his
the son
family
of the
turning against him.
pastor who has his family turning against him because he doesn't want to associate himself or his family with a child molester.
And one would assume he probably has kids of his own, which adds another layer to the, hey, you may be my father, but you're a pedophile, get off my property thing.
Right.
You know, we share this because I want to read this and share it with people as a Christian to let them know that as an evangelical Christian, this is not the kind of stuff we're okay with, and screw anybody who says it is, and screw anybody who covers it up, and screw anybody who knows it's going on and doesn't speak up against it, because this is anathema to what Christ preached. And yet, I have to admit, objectively, that the church in different denominations and at different levels enables these monsters, lets them get away with it, lets them think it's okay, lets them exercise this level of power.
Every religious institution has it. Every one of them. I've heard, like, one of my sheikhs, Habib Ali Al-Jifri, I've literally seen him call out an entire room of Muslims and saying, you know, like, these things happen in our communities when the girls try to get their rights. You leaders in our community, you cover it up, and then they go to the rights groups because they are not given the rights that they're owed by the community, and then the community treats them, these women, like they've done something to harm the community, when it's the community's fault in the first place for not observing her rights and giving her the protection from her victimizer that she's owed. And I mean, like, I've literally seen him use foul language in a mosque, like say BS, but use the real term, like the real words in Arabic, and call an entire room out and be like, look, this happens in our communities, and we like to talk about women's rights when it's like time for the TV to be on, and we want to use that as like a thing to talk about. But when it comes down to practicing it, when these girls are victimized, we don't do anything, and we attack them, and we silence them, and we help in their victimization. And every person that leaves our faith because of that, we will all be held accountable before God one day for our contribution to that. However however little or large it was, God will one day hold us accountable.
And we didn't end up getting into it on the show, but I remember just a couple of weeks ago that the Pope, who has been like held up as this paragon of virtue among Christians, made headlines because while he was in Chile, he made disparaging comments about women there who were exposing sexual abuse in the church. And when I say he made disparaging comments about the accusers.
All right. Well, before we get to the commercial, we do have a winner. We've got Jay on from Washington listening on TuneIn, and he is going to be getting 2.47 Vertcoin. You like it, Jay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Right. So what's the show that gives you 2 chances to win every single day?
The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
All right, and we'll be right back. Thanks for being a part of it, guys.
Thank you.
If you're looking for work, there's a piece of paper more important than your resume. It's the cover letter attached if you're snail mailing, or the email to which you attach your resume. Make it 4 short paragraphs. Paragraph 1, say that you're applying for work. The person you're sending to gets a ton of mail about all sorts of things. If you have a password, that's your first sentence. Tom Nelson tells me you and I should meet. Paragraph 2, what you do and how that relates to the opening. Be as specific as possible. Paragraph 3, why you want this particular job. I'm originally from Boston, so I know the market well. I have family and friends in the area, so this would be a homecoming for me. Paragraph 4, unless the job posting stipulates no calls, and I will call you to follow up. Thank you in advance for your time. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
Radio is the most personal of mediums. I exist right now in your head. If you listen to Free Talk Live regularly, you know me. Free Talk Live is on more than 160 radio stations around the U.S. and has been downloaded on every continent around the world. Hundreds of thousands of listeners with ad packages from $600 a month to $6,000 a month. Imagine what we can do for your business, project, website, or idea. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live.
The Supreme Court has ruled over and over again that government has no obligation to provide any services, even services as remedial as protection. they don't have any obligation to provide those services. So therefore, if there is no obligation on their part to provide any services, why should there be an obligation on our part to pay them?
Well, there isn't. It's only an obligation of they, implement this thing, and then you're afraid because they have guns.
People are scared.
But it's never going to end until we get over that fear.
Absolutely. I mean, we're essentially being terrorized by a group of gangsters calling themselves the U.S. federal government. The only difference between the federal government and a thug on the street is the size of the gang. It's time people start treating the IRS like the thugs they are.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
The 3 most important things you can do for LRN.FM are: 1. Let your friends know you're listening to LRN.FM on your social networking profile. 2. Buy the things you buy online through shop.LRN.FM. 3. Give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.LRN.FM. It's my firm belief that the AMP program is the best use of your charitable dollar among liberty-oriented groups. Support all your favorite organizations, but make sure you give $5 a month to the AMP program at amp.LRN.FM.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to The Call to Freedom on LRN.FM.
تستمتعون إلى برنامج نداء للحرية مباشرة على LRN.FM.
All right, welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. Oh, goodness gracious, man. What a show. I'm just, like, this story, man. Like, you almost got to tap out, when it comes to something like this. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's overwhelming. It really is. To hear some of the stuff that's just this, it's bad, man. It's beyond bad. It's like shameful, beyond shameful.
And I originally shared in the production chat just the story about the pedo and his wife getting picked up again because of the karmic, element of that. It's because it's nice. I don't want to say it's nice, but there's at least some sense of relief when all you're reading about is how one of these monsters has gotten their comeuppance, hopefully again and again and again and again. But to have to confront what he actually did and the effect that he had on these young girls' lives so directly, that is rough, and yet we need to, because there is evil in the world, and good people must confront it. And we like to pretend to be good people around here.
Yeah. And that's the only reason why I was even willing to cover the story, is because it's like, this has got to be addressed. somebody has to talk about this. And it's not really, you're not seeing national media really talk about it. Now, if it had been like a synagogue or a mosque that it happened in, now it would definitely be.
It would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You wouldn't be able to get away from it.
Everywhere. Yeah, you would not be able to get away from it. And the people would not have been able to get away with it. You know, has he been fired?
He's been fired. He's got a trial set for March. I can probably tell you by experience that'll be delayed more than a few times, and probably there's a pretty solid chance that it will never actually go to trial, in part because in these situations it's almost a re-victimization to have these young girls have to get up on the stand with him sitting right there and try to tell.
Well, surely they wouldn't ask or expect them to do that.
Well, he has a constitutional right to have them do it. And that's sort of the catch-22 here, is that you have a right to confront your witnesses, and the courts have held that includes a right to confront them in person.
Yes.
Well, someone in jail will kill him before that happens. I mean, just being realistic.
Well, not anymore, really. See, that's the one thing.
Yeah, they're pretty coddled in jail, to be honest.
Yeah, they now have separate sections of the jail, and then they have separate prisons just for sexual assaulters, and then among sexual assaulters, there's different levels as well. And
he can certainly have all the gay sex he wants now.
And well, no, it wasn't little boys he was diddling with. It was little girls.
Yeah, she's saying because there may be some latency there, but still, you know.
Well, what I always find funny is that the anti-gay crowd quite often say that if you had made gay marriage legal, then all of a sudden people are gonna think it's okay to diddle kids, and then you find out that these anti-gay folks are the ones who are like it's just straight up projection.
And to an almost frightening degree. The thing is, Arya, even if he had consensual gay sex in jail, there is a pretty good chance that would carry as much, if not more, of a penalty than the one he's going to get for what he did here. Because
I remember reading something about that, and inmates being punished for even masturbating.
Yeah. I'll tell you that. I've seen that with my own eyes. I was in jail in Florida, and we were in a trustee area, and there was a kid who had been a trustee for like 4 months, and he had like 3 days a month for 4 months, so like 12 days off of his sentence, and he was caught in a bathroom stall by a guard masturbating. They called the bus to come and pick him up from the work farm and take him back to the jail. They bumped him out of trustee. They put him back in maximum security. They charged him with
What is the justification for this?
Self-mutilation.
Oh yeah, self-mutilation. That's right.
Yeah, self-mutilation. He was charged with self-mutilation and exposing himself to a corrections officer. What happened? The corrections officer went over and looked over the top of a bathroom stall.
Nothing gay about that.
No. He walked over and
it is
looked
in their job description. It actually is.
Over the top of the bathroom stall, so the man wasn't trying to do so. He wasn't trying to expose himself to this officer. The officer went over and looked at him, went into a private area to find him, and he was charged with exposing himself to an officer.
Well, what if he had just been peeing? He still would have been exposing himself, right?
Well, because of the fact he was masturbating, that changed it.
I mean, that also has religious overtones. The whole masturbation is self-mutilation and immoral thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that should have been thrown out decades ago.
Yeah.
And also the idea that sex is, or even sexual release is a privilege, as opposed to a basic bodily function. Also deeply rooted in the absolute worst incarnations of religion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Islam has the ability to say, you know what, this is something that you really avoid it if you can, but it's preferable to committing adultery.
Yeah.
Right.
The New Testament is kind of roughly the same way.
But don't tell that to your average evangelical, because they'll totally not agree with you.
You can't tell anything to your average evangelical. I know, I've tried. I am
Amen
one.
to
I go to
that,
an
yeah.
evangelical church. It's
You have your Salafis, and so do we.
yeah. Yeah, I
So do we.
joke about it. I joke about it.
For
I'll tell you what,
real,
really.
The gay and transgender community, you have your Salafis as well.
Yeah. So you've got your Milos.
Well, I had
Milos.
on the left too. I had a girl that I dated. I worked at a gay bar for like 6 or 7 years in Florida as a DJ. And I was just the young, attractive, nice guy. Like, it was weird that there was this nice young guy who worked in the gay club who was just like, yeah, I don't care what y'all do. Just don't try it with me. And they were just like loving it. They would bring their female friends in to meet me and all this kind of stuff. And there was this girl who was like a lesbian, air quotes. And I do that because she ended up being my girlfriend for all of about 5 days. And we really liked each other. We really hit it off. But she was being shamed online. A friend of hers had called her on like a Skype type thing and was like, why is there a man in your apartment? And she's like, oh, well, that's my new boyfriend. And she's like, excuse me, I thought you were one of us.
Gooble gobble.
For real, yo. And I'm like, wait, what? And like after 2 hours of being shamed via text message, social media message, and on this voice chat, she broke up with me and decided that she was going to go back to what she was doing. Oh, what a perfect outro song for that story.
I was about to say.
Oh, well, who cares? I'm married now. So, anyway. All right, well, we'll be back here shortly. Give us a call, 603-283-6160.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Boost Kid Essentials Nutritionally Complete Drink, providing your picky eater with essential nutrition and great taste in one drink. Visit us at kidessentials.com. To make sure your kids eat healthy, follow the 5-a-day plan. Serve 3 servings of vegetables and 2 servings of fruit daily. Remember, a serving could just mean a piece of fruit or a half cup of veggies. If your kids are picky eaters, ask a nutritionist about other sources. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Hey, I'm LRN.FM Program Director Ian Freeman. If you're listening to our free-to-air satellite feed in North or Central America, heads up. We've been on the same channel on the Galaxy 19 satellite since 2010, but now our satellite provider is moving us to a new channel on a different transponder. The original channel will stay on the air until the end of February to give you time to transition without any loss of service, so don't delay. I've posted the new channel details at sat.lrn.fm, but in case you're listening with no internet access, if you do a blind scan on your receiver, you should see the new channel at transponder 12, 11,936 megahertz, horizontal polarization, symbol rate 20,000, FEC 3/4. All that information is at sat.lrn.fm, as well as a link to our Patreon where you can support our channels for just $2 a month. Visit sat.lrn.fm for more information about our international satellite channels, and thanks for listening to LRN.FM. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
You are listening to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. आप सुन रहे हैं स्वतंत्रता की पुकार सिर्फ और सिर्फ LRN.FM पे।
All right. Welcome back here to the Call to Freedom on LRN.FM. This final segment of today's broadcast here in the Vertcoin studio in beautiful Keene, New Hampshire. So, we are joined today by our classic crew, both live via remote, Mr. Tom Gray and Aria Demezio from cryptocurrencycheck.org. So far today, we gave away $10 in Pruton coins and 2.47 Vert coins. So, there we go. It's been a pretty good day so far. I love when we give away free money. It's my favorite part of the day.
Our callers seem to like it too.
Let's see what is. Oh, we got Vertcoin trading at $3.37 today, and I wanted to make sure that I got to some announcements from them. There are, okay, not there. Then we'll do it over here. There have been a number of announcements from Vertcoin recently on their Twitter page. There's new exchanges that are being carried on. There is a new there's the new exchange that's being built. There's also Instacrypt in India, a multi-crypto exchange that has started carrying Vertcoin on their exchange. There's a new YouTube channel. There is, let's see here. Oh, that's right. This Saturday, February the 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. General Mountain Time, Vertcoin developers are going to be doing a Reddit AMA. So be sure to
ask me anything.
That's right. So mark your calendars. Join the developers of our sponsor Vertcoin on February the 3rd. That is the day after tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at reddit.com/r/Vertcoin. And they will be doing an Ask Me Anything with the Vertcoin development team. So I wanted to make sure that we announce that. And again, we're going to announce that again tomorrow as well. There's a new marketing team. There's a new website design. Let's see here. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, BitClude. They've also been, as of yesterday, I believe, right? Yesterday? Was it yesterday? Yes, as of today. The announcement was made yesterday. As of today, Vertcoin is the newest addition to the BitClude cryptocurrency exchange. So pretty big news from our sponsors over there at Vertcoin today. So there you go. Definitely, I would go out, when you hear big news from a coin like that, usually what I do is I go out and I buy, if you want to lose money when I lose money and make money when I make money, take my advice. But that's what I do, But then again, I bought Zencash when it was down at 34. It's down 14% today, but it's still at 40, almost 41. So that means
I took your advice on Verge, and it dropped from 23 cents to like 6.
I'm still holding a lot of it too.
Yes.
I bought it 2, and again at 9, and again at 11. So I'm holding a lot of it. Some of it I've made a profit on, some of it I haven't. But everything in the entire market is down, and I expect a good pop back up in about a month, because that's usually what happens.
I'm hoping so. Even, I've been mostly insulated because I exclusively use Helium, and somewhere over the past couple of days, the Helium algorithm thought it detected an impending uptick in Bitcoin Gold. So several of my bubbles went from like everything else over to Bitcoin Gold, and that uptick did not happen.
Or it did, but it didn't last for very long, and it was a bull trap, and then it went down.
And it didn't.
Well,
yeah,
let's look. Let's see. Let's see how it goes.
But that's not. Yeah, that's not common for Helium, though. It has mostly been pretty stable for me, even when the market's been down. So that's not a typical result. So right now, I'm hoping Bitcoin Gold will come back up, not because I consciously made an investment in it, but because of my automated investments.
It did. There was like a small uptick, and then it went down. It was like this. It was kind of stable, and then it dropped, and then there was this uptick between yesterday and today, and then this morning, about 4:30 this morning, it just dropped like a rock and has continued its downward spiral since then.
Yep.
I like the philosophy of Bitcoin Gold, but I don't think it has the staying power that it's going to need to have.
I don't need it to have staying power. I just need it to go back up long enough for Helium to dump it into something else.
I think as an ASIC resistant coin, it's not going to be ASIC resistant for very long.
Right. I don't either.
But you got to have commitment to that, though. That's why I love our Vertcoin.
That's why,
people.
Exactly. That's why I don't think it's going to stay that way for very long. It's because I just don't see them having the commitment of someone like Goldpress Platinum or Vertcoin. I just don't. I don't see them having that kind of a commitment.
Well, not once they get dollar signs in their eyes, for sure.
Yeah. Once Bitcoin Gold becomes profitable, hugely profitable, and people start writing an ASIC for it, and it pops out, and your choices are double your coin's value and your portfolio's value, or fork this coin. Most people aren't going to say no to the money. It's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is.
But not with Vertcoin.
No, that's why I like
pointing
Vertcoin.
out.
That's why I like Vertcoin, is because this not only is it not, we know it's not like that because you have 2 other coins out there on the market now that exist because they were forked, because Vertcoin forked away from efforts to create an ASIC for their coins. So we actually want to I'm trying to get somebody in from their marketing team, and we're also trying to get someone in from the ASIC resistant. They're people that discuss the mining of their coin. We want to have them on because I want to have a discussion with them. Aria had made the comment along with the fact that there's a coin that I had invested in before that I'm no longer in right now called Redcoin, that one of the white papers, associated with their coin basically said that ASIC resistant mining is a myth. And what's the word? A promotional point, like a way to, it's something that you can say is like a commercial, but it doesn't really have any meaning. All it is you're advertising that your coin sucks and isn't very popular, according to them. And that as soon as a coin becomes popular, someone will write an ASIC for it. But for me, Vertcoin shows that argument doesn't hold water, because Vertcoin's been popular enough for someone to write an ASIC for it twice, and still it's an ASIC resistant coin. So it may be a gimmick for other coins, but my personal experience is that with Vertcoin, it's not a gimmick. It's what they're dedicated to. So anyway, yeah, there was that. That's what I had for them. Like I said, there's a lot of big announcements that have been coming out. They've got their new Electrum and their new Electrum Tor wallet that just came out this last week. And again, you've got an AMA with the developers to this Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Reddit. So we're going to be back here tomorrow, same time. As always, it will be the classic crew again. Tom, you going to be at a wrestling event tomorrow?
Not this time, but I'm working on it.
That's all right. It's not a big deal. But we will be back here tomorrow. We'll be wrestling with all sorts of issues and today's biggest news and the news of the cryptocurrency industry as well here on Call to Freedom. Stick around. Free Talk Live's coming up next. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and publishing company founded in June 2009 with the mission of ensuring a free press for the freedom movement, and is committed to spreading the message of peace, freedom, love, and liberty. FPP also gives new authors an avenue for publishing freedom-oriented material. FPP brings you daily news and commentary on the website fpp.cc, as well as a daily 5-minute newscast, FPP Radio News, and weekly news, views, and commentary in the FPP Freedom Minute and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio at fppradio.com, and the monthly newspaper FPP News at news.fpp.cc. Find FPP online at fpp.cc. That's fpp.cc, as in Creative Commons.
Did you know you can listen to LRN.FM via our free-to-air satellite channels? We have channels over nearly all of North America and much of Africa. All you need is an affordable receiver and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you are a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage maps and get details at sat.lrn.fm.